Hey guys, Matt from Horse here. So there's nothing worse than getting a scratch in your bumper like this, especially it's a fairly deep one. It won't sand out or it won't come off with any sort of T-cut or rubbing compound. So I'm going to show you today how to fully repair the bumper and paint it just using rattle cans. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to smooth out this scratch here so we can put primer on top of it. If it's deep enough, we might have to put body filler on it just to fill the more deeper scratches. But to start with, we're going to start with 180 sandpaper. At this stage we're making sure not to scratch the moulding that's on the bumper. It's very important. Okay, so we have one deeper scratch along here, and that's going to require a little bit of body filler in it. Okay, so I'm just using standard body fillers. It'll fill in any imperfections and scratches that the 180 sandpaper won't take out. When you mix it, you've only got a few minutes. Make sure you read the instructions on the tin. We're working on the deeper scratch first. You want to get as near to the original shape of the bumper as you can. It saves less time sanding as well. So it's going to take about, I'd say, 5 minutes for that to harden. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. A good way to check is to put your nail into the fillers, and if your nail doesn't leave a imprint, it's good to go. I'm going to start first with a bit of 80 sandpaper, and then we're going to move quickly onto the 180. If this was a straight panel on the car, like a door or maybe a bonnet or a hood, you would use a sanding block, but because it's a bumper and it's curved, I'm just going to use my hand. Okay, so now we have deep scratches here and here with the 80 sandpaper. We're going to use the 180 to remove them deep scratches. Okay, so I've just finished sanding with the 180, and this is what we've got. A lot of deeper scratches at this stage should be gone, and you should be left with a nice smooth finish and a lot of a feathered edge around the body filler. At this stage it's ready just to be dusted off and masked up, and we'll get ready for primer. Okay, so around the areas we're going to prime, we're just going to feather it out with a bit of 800 sandpaper so the primer has something to stick to. Okay, for the primer I'm just using a standard grey primer. It's a filler primer, so it should fill in a lot of the fine scratches. Okay, so the important thing here is to start off with light coats and then build up to a heavier coat. For now we just want to concentrate in this area with the scratches. We shouldn't need to go any further. As with all paints, you should be wearing a respirator as well. Okay, so that's been about 5 minutes. Time for the second coat. This time we'll be going a little bit heavier. We'll also be expanding our area as well. We're going to leave it now for about 20 minutes to half an hour, and then we should give it a light sand with 800 sandpaper. Okay, so it's been about half an hour. At this stage, when the primer is dry, it should feel rough on the edges. If it's rough on the edges, that means that it's ready for sanding. So we've got our 800 in a bit of water, and we're just going to start lightly sanding. Okay, next step is to clean the panel down completely. Okay, it's time for the silver coat. This is looking fairly good. Okay, so before we move on to the next step, we want to make sure the bumper is meticulously clean. I have a bit of panel wipe, so I'm going to use it, but you could also use alcohol as well. Okay, now it's time for the silver. Again, you want to have the panel warm enough. Also, you want to shake the can, and you want to be wearing a respirator as well. Start off with light coats as before. And again, we'll leave 5 minutes between each coat. Okay, it's been 5 minutes since the first coat. Time for the second coat. This time we'll be expanding our spray area as well. Okay, now it's time for the clear coat. You want to make sure you got auto clear coat, not just any clear coat. And also UV protecting as well, which is what will give it a bit of lasting on the clear coat. And this is nasty stuff, so you want to be wearing a mask for this. Again, we'll start really light coats and build up to heavier coats. Okay, so we'll leave that for about 5 minutes and then we'll give it a second coat. This time we'll be going a lot heavier. We'll also be trying to work a shine onto the top coat. Okay, so that looks really good. We'll leave it for about 20 minutes and then we'll remove the masking tape and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, and here are the results. Not bad for a couple of hours work this morning, and all for a small amount of money as well. Thanks for watching, guys.